Thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Sana, and I have the pleasure to introduce to our international student from Canada, Stephanie. Stephanie is currently enrolled in the first year of our new master program in Biosolution, and she was very happy to participate, to join this webinar and share with you her experience, her journey, and how she ended up here, tips, and how is it going this first semester already completed the first block. So welcome everyone. If you have questions, you can write them in the chat. Questions and answer, we can answer there. And if you can't, but later on you want to contact us, please do so in the different channels. Okay, so thank you and welcome. The floor is
Perfect.
yours.
Thank you, Anna. And good morning or good afternoon to anyone online seeing this. I was really excited to get the platform to share a bit about my journey from Canada, my home country, to Denmark, and ultimately choosing the Biosolutions as a master's program. Although I'm talking from a personal experience, I hope many of these points will resonate with you if you're interested in the same field as me or are looking to do graduate studies abroad. So, with that, I would like to just highlight sort of what I'd like to cover in 20 minutes' time. Because, of course, you don't wake up one day and decide to move across the world. There's a lot of thinking that happens beforehand. And so for me, that comes down to my experience in my bachelor degree and my work experience. So I'll touch on that. And then finding the Biosolutions program and navigating the application process, all the way to the logistics of deciding on a big move, and some of the takeaways from my block one and soon to be completed block two of the Biosolutions program. So I am originally from Ottawa, Canada. Ottawa is the capital of Canada, if you didn't know. And I actually did my bachelor's degrees in my hometown through the biotechnology program at the University of Ottawa. So it was co-concurrent degrees in biochemistry and chemical engineering. And I think it gave me a strong background theoretically in biotechnology and also lab training. But what I was perhaps lacking from Ottawa, it being a governmental city, was sort of hands-on experience in a biomanufacturing setting. And so in order to go and get that, I moved to the Greater Toronto Area in my last year of bachelor's and began working as a junior process engineer with a bioprocess engineering consultancy called Chemi. And this was a fantastic time where I got to be boots on the ground in different industry settings, particularly pharma, but also food and beverage, and biogas and pulp and paper. And so this opened my eyes to actually, what biotechnology and industrial microbiology can accomplish. And I thought I do want to return to my studies and see like how far can we push this? Like with all this new technology coming out and being able to genetically engineer and modify organisms, how can we harness this potential for broader applications and to tackle challenges such as bioremediation and using end products or waste streams as a raw material for value-added products. So from my bachelor degrees, I kind of realized that I knew a little about a lot, and I took the time while working to sort of identify what it is that I wanted to learn in greater depth. And I think that this is an important part of deciding to do graduate studies because at this point you are starting to specialize and it is an important decision. I think another thing that I'm very aware of is the global challenges that we're facing all over the world due to anthropogenic climate change, and I really wanted to put my brain towards helping tackle some of these challenges. And coming from a biology background, I was really interested in seeing how we can harness biological systems to innovate and create more of a circular economy and more sustainable practices in industry. And so that kind of led me to putting together a list of criteria for what kind of program that I wanted. And to try to summarize this briefly, I knew I wanted a program that would combine biochemical engineering and biotechnology in the traditional senses, and also dive into applications that were beyond pharmaceutical, because I think that that's kind of the easy um, example that people sort of think of when they think of biotechnology at an industrial scale, but there are many other opportunities and facets of that out there. So I did want a program that would emphasize and give me a broader mindset with bioproductions. And as someone from North America who traditionally understood master's program as being either course based or thesis based, I was looking for something that could offer a blend to be able to sort of dig deeper and be able to explore more topics in that way. And from my time in industry, I knew that I was really driven by projects that were tangible and readily applicable. And so that's why I was looking for a program that would offer me industry related projects and thesis work. Having said that, when I stumbled upon the Biosolutions program, it really met all of those criteria for me. So you might recognize some of the details on this page from the website, but just to emphasize it, the Biosolutions program is intended to train those in sustainable production systems for various applications. And the reason that this program is able to do so with such efficacy is because it was created in partnership with three different departments at the Faculty of Science. And with that, I have professors and lecturers coming from various disciplines who are able to share their expertise and give a different flavor to the word biosolutions. I also was able to identify from the compulsory courses that I was getting that blend of both science and engineering. And there was enough place left over to be able to customize the program to be what I wanted it to be. And in terms of the thesis, which is the last three blocks of year two, I recognized that being a part of multiple departments sort of gave more opportunities in terms of finding a research group that fit my interests. And so between it being cross-disciplinary and flexible and customizable, that was certainly great. But I think what really, pushed it over the edge and made my decision concrete was the fact that it was located in Kalundborg. So I didn't know anything about Kalundborg before accepting, but looking at it on a map from Google Maps all the way in Canada, I could tell that it was about 100 kilometers away from Copenhagen. And I identified that it is frequently known as the biotech city. And I said, well, I study biotech. That sounds like the place to be. And sure enough, you look up that there are a lot of different industries and companies out here, and they're all working sort of adjacently but synergistically, and that's why Kalundborg has also been codified as the symbiosis, because there is a lot of utility sharing and waste sort of um, waste streams from one industry helping towards utilities to another. So I think that that is a really great model in terms of how to make industry more sustainable as a practice. Being close to industry comes with many advantages. First, in our lectures, we have industry contacts who are coming and giving us presentations on what they're doing in their company and giving us insight into what are valuable skills as future employees. Secondly, I think networking just happens naturally because of those sort of connections that we're able to form through our classes and then also through the Helix Lab. So I'm actually sitting in the Helix Lab right now. It is a place that helps combine or form collaborations between academia and the industry. So they actually help develop projects and also a number of different networking events, tech talks, and they help with the social aspect of being a student here in Kalundborg as well, putting on different events for us. And then the last thing too, I did reach out to students who are already here in Kalundborg doing other programs, be it their bachelor's at Absalon or DTU's biomanufacturing, to see what it kind of was like to be a student here. And honestly, I only got positive reviews, so that's what sold it for me. Then it was a matter of putting together the application. First things first, you need to know when your deadline is. So for international students, that was January 15th, and so it is again this year. And the application goes through the national portal, which is dans.stads. And the application fee is something that gets paid through KU's website, so the University of Copenhagen. And important note to just save a copy of that receipt and be able to attach it to your application at the end. In terms of what the package needs to include, it's fairly standard in the sense that you have your transcript and your diploma and passport scan. Also language proficiency depending on the country you're stemming from. And then the University of Copenhagen has their own template for the CV, a self-assessment of whether or not you meet the mark in terms of prerequisites, and then a GPA calculator. Some items that were not a part of my package for KU, but are generally considered for many graduate programs are a motivation letter, graduate requirements exam, entrance scholarship application, and references. So I would say, as compared to some other application packages that I was putting together, the University of Copenhagen made it quite streamlined. And I'll mention for anyone who's considering scholarships as a means to join, it is really nice that it already gets accounted for just by submitting your application and being an international student. So you don't have to fill out any extra paperwork.